Welcome back to Trailer Trash Flips. My name is Mac, and I buy things to sell on eBay and try to make a profit. Today is Wednesday, and I've got a few orders going out, not too much. The story of pretty much most of these videos lately has been that I'm really not doing much listing, and that is still the case. Part of it is due to the fact that I mentioned in the last video, my dad was having some health issues, and we spent pretty much the whole day with him at the hospital yesterday. And he's going to be okay. He's got some heart issues. He's got 100% blockage in one artery and 2 blockages that are at 80%. And the one that's 100%, they've actually put 2 stents there over the last maybe 14 years or so, so they can't really do a third stent. The other 2, they're really not candidates for stents either. So he's only got 2 choices. He's either got to have surgery or to try the medicine that can help unclog those arteries. And the normal course of action is apparently to take the medicine and see if that works. And if that doesn't work, then you have to have bypass surgery. So he's actually doing okay considering. I mean, he's completely mobile. He's up and doing everything that he's always done, but he is going to be taking the medicine and see if that works. And if that doesn't, then he's going to have surgery. So I'll see what happens with that, but that's been occupying a little bit more of my time. I'm also doing a lot of rearranging in my house, which I've mentioned before, but it's been an ongoing project. Last night, when I got home from the hospital, I took about a 3.5 hour nap. And then I was awakened at about 8:30 last night by a phone call from my brother. He didn't want anything in particular. He just wanted to harass me about some stuff that I'm supposed to do for him. And then I was unable to go back to sleep until, well, basically about 4:30 this morning. And then I got up at about 6:30 this morning, and I've been up since. So I'm extremely tired right now. And unfortunately, I have to work tonight. So, you know, it's going to be rough. But I do have a few orders to pull, and I'll show you one of the things that I was working on in the wee hours of the morning, which is all in a larger attempt to try to make things go a little more efficiently with my listings and just make things easier. So I'm right on the verge of finishing out what I want to do, but I do want to get it all completely finished, which may be tonight. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. And then I can get back to listing and being able to list a little more efficiently. So this is the back corner of my living room, and these shelves right here were the shelves that were in this corner. So I pulled them out, and look, they're very intrusive right now, but it's just the way it's going to have to be. So one thing I did was I put up this light. And that is actually the light that I showed you I wanted to put up in my eBay room. But this corner of the living room is so dimly lit that I went ahead and put it up here. I don't know if I'm still going to put one in my eBay room or not, but if I am, I can go back to Costco. They actually put these lights on sale. I paid like $30 for it, and now they're on sale for like 22 or 23. So I can always go get another one. But this weekend, I bought a writing desk. I went to Big Lots, and they were having a sale, so I think I paid about $90 with tax for this writing desk. And if you've ever put together any furniture, you know how much of a pain in the butt and time consuming it can be to put that together. So that's what I was doing early this morning. So I'm going to do my listings right here. I've got my backdrop, and this is just something that I'm working on listing right now. But when I was listing in my kitchen, I had this little shelf table set up. Now it's cluttered right now because when I go out this afternoon, I'm going to buy some little organizers, something kind of like these things, these bins right here, but smaller, to help organize some of my stuff. So this is just an adjustable mounted table, and you can adjust it up and down. And then I bought this little shelf that kind of sits on the, I don't know, the legs or whatever at the bottom, and it doesn't really move off unless you pull it hard. So this gives me like a whole lot of shelf space to sit things. Things like tape measures that I use. This is my tape dispenser, which is empty because I just bought some new tape and I had to rob it of the tape that I had on here. I've got some foam pads. This is a little organizer deal. I don't know how I'm going to use it yet. Got a hair dryer and a hair dryer stand to remove you know, stickers and labels and stuff like that. Some cellophane bags, some little Ziploc type bags. But anyway, I moved that in here. I got all this area cleaned up. Now, these are all bins that I'm currently working on. So I've got enough room back here where I can bring my bins in, put the stuff up here, list it, have another bin right here to put those items in, or maybe some of the bigger stuff on the shelves. So hopefully this is going to work out a little bit better than me listing in my kitchen, because my kitchen was getting really cramped with bins everywhere. My first item is in bin H13, and it is a supplement. It is this turkesterone, and this sold for $21.56 plus shipping. The next item is in bin H8, and it is a bin that I am currently working on. And it is these men's mossy oak jersey gloves, and these sold for $8.76 plus shipping. I'm back in my eBay room, and in bin P, which is one of the hardest to get to bins, I've got some vacuum bags. And these sold for a whopping $3.96 plus shipping. And the last item is in bin S, which I'm gonna have to put the camera down to grab. And it's 2 boxes of Willie's Essential Beard Kit. Both of these boxes together sold for $10.36 plus shipping. And I've had these for a long time. This was a little bit of retail arbitrage from Walmart. And I bought like 4 or 6 of them, I can't remember. I sold the other ones fairly quickly for more money, but these have been sitting around for a while, so I'm glad that these finally sold. On to the title of this video, and what is going to help me with my death pile. When you first see this item, you may think that I was just using clickbait in the title, and maybe in a small way I am, but not really. It's going to go a little bit deeper than what it may appear on the surface. So let me show you what I got to help me with my death pile. First, I'll show you the address of where it's from, and a lot of you may know once you see the address what it could potentially be. So let's open this up and see what's in it. Okay, it is the Death Pile Support Peg. Now again, before you jump to conclusions, I know you're thinking, oh man, that ain't gonna help you, but hear me out. Just hear me out on this. He also included some stickers here, and it's a Whatnot sticker and an ADH Dave pick sticker. But here is my reasoning behind the Death Pile Support Peg. Since it's obvious that I have no problem sourcing items and sourcing lots of items, I've spoken multiple times about the huge death pile I have. And I think it's well over 1,000 items at this point. And even lately in the last, I don't know, last month or so, there's no telling how many hundreds of items that I've bought. And when you compare that to the amount of items I've listed, it is a horrendous ratio. So the reason that I got the Death Pile Support Peg is I'm going to sit it right up here, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to sit it in just a minute. And every time that I see the Death Pile Support Peg, it's going to remind me to stop sourcing as many items. The truth is, I could go for many, many months of not sourcing and still be able to list 20 or 30 items per day. So hopefully every time that I see the Death Pile Support Peg, it will remind me to cut back on my sourcing. I'm still planning on sourcing garage sales and estate sales. I probably will do little to no thrift store sourcing. I am still going to source the bin store, but I'm only going to source the bin store on either Tuesdays or Wednesdays, which are $1.50 day. And I'm going to be more selective about what items I source. So I don't mind bringing in a few items here and there, but I really need to cut back. And that's not the only reason that I bought the Death Pile Support Pig. I also like to support some of the other content creators who you learn a lot of stuff from. If you look at just ADH Dave and you watch his videos, sure, the guy makes a lot of mistakes, and you know, it's part of the deal with him, and I get that, and that's cool. But you know, you learn a lot of things by watching other resellers on what you can source, what you can pick up, what you can look for. Just like at the estate sale I went to the other day, there may have been items that were profitable for me to pick up there, but I don't know anything about that stuff. Now, I don't plan on getting into sports cards or Hot Wheels or anything like that. It really doesn't interest me a whole lot, so I probably won't get into any of that unless I just really stumble across something that's just an insane deal that I can't pass up. So the Death Pile Support Pig is going to sit right up here by my Rollo printer, and also by my, I don't know if this is the maybe Inaman, I don't know, whatever one it is. But I also bought one of these because I do watch Commonwealth Picker and Commonwealth Flipper to learn things, and that was a way to help support him also. Now I also have this here, and it is not something as cool as a plush, but that's Lonnie and Candace from Shed Flips. I actually went to a garage sale they had earlier in the year, and I had them both sign it. It was just actually a holster that I bought that was in here that I took out and I'm using, but I did have them sign it. So anytime that I get something from one of the people that I watch on YouTube, I'll sit it up here. But when I think back to earlier this year and last year, there were times that I was going really long periods, even a couple weeks without doing any listing, and it didn't seem to affect my sales as much as it's affecting them now. So while I do know that not listing as much is playing into my slow sales, I do think there may be a little bit more going on than that. And part of the reason that I believe that is because in my non-eBay business, I noticed that my sales are down about 35%. And I was checking my Google listing and my website, and I see that I have about 22% less impressions now than I did as of just a couple weeks ago. So some of it may have to do with the economy, some of it may be eBay, I don't really know. But whatever is happening is definitely affecting my sales more than me just not listing as much as I should be. Today is Monday, and over the weekend, I've had a total of 5 sales. And they were really low dollar sales too. I could not go to any garage sales Saturday morning because I had to work. Sunday, I did go to some estate sales. So that's how my weekend shaped up, and it's time to go pull some orders. Okay, the first item is in bin H13, and it is a pack of these grips, these Pro Taper grips, and they sold for $9.56 plus shipping. Next item is in M18, and it is a crutch bag, and it looks like a blue crutch bag. And it's not one of those. Those are all, I don't know what they are. I thought they were, well, there's a camouflage one. These have like a bee on them. Oh, here we go. And this sold for $7.96 plus shipping. In F12, I sold some Permatex sealant. And you know what? I actually need to take these bulbs out because these are one of the items that eBay pulled down the listing for because they were incandescent and not LED. And let's see. So the thread sealant sold for $12.76 with free shipping. In the ugly cabinet, I sold one of these Who Can Do It games. And the ugly cabinet is getting pretty barren up here at the top. Okay, here are my 5 orders, and it is a grand total of $50.20 before free shipping, cost of goods, and eBay fees. And since a couple of these items have been listed for a while, they did have free shipping for about $12. So that brings my total down to $38.20 minus eBay fees and cost of goods. And I can tell you all these items were purchased for either 50 cents or $1, and I know that most of them were 50 cents. So the return on my investment is good. It's just not a very high total. Here are my estate sale finds from this weekend. First, I found this shaken pinball Goosebumps game. It was $4 originally, so I paid $2 for it. I don't know if it works, but the battery compartment is clean. I tried to comp this, and I found a brand new one in the package that sold for about $120. And so I didn't see any others like this. There were some handheld Goosebumps games that were different. I'm sure I'm going to get more than $2 for it. I haven't checked it to make sure it works, so I'm not sure yet what I'm going to list this for, but I think it was a pretty decent buy at only $2 as long as it works. Next, I found this Easy Money board game. It is vintage, and the comps for these were from about $9 up to $30. So I don't really know how much I'm going to be able to get for this. The board games at the estate sale were mostly overpriced. This was the only one I found that wasn't individually marked, and I really don't remember how much this was. I want to say I maybe paid $2.50 for it, because I think the board games were $5 unless they were marked otherwise. And since this was the only one not marked, I did pick it up. So I'm sure I'll be able to get my money back out of it. I just don't really know yet how much I'm going to list this for. There's this Hollywood Deluxe Junior Tie Keeper. It was marked for $6, so I paid $3 for it. And it doesn't look like it's ever been used. Or if it has, there's some marks right here, but I think that may just be something on the chrome that needs to be wiped away, but I don't think it's been used. And again, I tried to comp this thing, and it looks like prices were all over the place. So I don't know much about it. I'm gonna have to wait till I go to list it to see if I'm gonna be able to get very much money for it, because I really don't know. I really kind of like the box because it's so vintage looking. There is some writing right there. I think that's in pencil though. But it was old and I thought it was cool looking, so I picked that up. I found this vintage Samsonite briefcase. It's not in perfect condition. There is some tarnish and stuff on here, which I think I can probably get that out. It was listed for $5, so I paid $2.50 for it. It does not have the keys for it though, so that was kind of a bummer. It's in overall decent shape though, I think, for its age. And the comps for it, man, look, I found comps for $4 and something all the way up to, you know, $30 and $40. So I'm sure that I can get my money back out of it, but it's another item I'm gonna have to look at a little bit more and do a little more research on to see just how much I can get. They had this laser line CD storage rack, and it was marked $6, so I paid $3. And it looks like these go for $40 to $50. And it's in really good shape. There's no cracks or anything like that on it. It's not broken. So I think this was a pretty good buy. And it's really not that heavy. Shouldn't be too bad to ship. But I was kind of surprised when I saw this. I don't know if there had been no resellers there or not. But it was Sunday, and it was towards the end of the sale whenever I found it. But for $3, I couldn't pass that up. I found this vintage VHS cassette tape holder, and the comps on this were all over the place. I haven't looked at what's listed right now, but the sold comps definitely varied a lot in what they were selling for. So I'm pretty sure I can probably get at least $20 for this. And it was $8, so I paid $4 for it. They had this Regal Poly Hot Pot, and I think it's new in the package. It's still bagged up with a really old rubber band that's falling apart. And I see these a lot. They actually had another one at one of the estate sales that was in good shape, but it was used. So I don't remember what the comps are on this. I think I paid $5 for it. Yeah, they had 10 marked on it, so I paid $5. But I'm sure I can get 20 bucks out of that. Next, I found this Spartus talking horoscope clock, and I think it's new in the box. It's in a bag. Yeah, I don't think it's been used. And I did a quick search on these, and I found one that I don't remember if it was listed or sold for about $40. I only paid $6 for it, so I don't think I'll have any problem making some money on this. They really didn't have too good of a cookbook selection, but I found this Recipes on Parade casseroles, and it's in pretty decent shape for how old it is. And these were comping out around $20. So I think I paid, I don't remember if I paid 1 or 2. I think I paid 2 for this. So this should be a pretty good flip. Now, when I saw this coffee pot, it brought back some memories from when I was a kid, because my parents had this exact same coffee pot for years. I comped it, and I think the comps were between $30 and $40 for it. I did check it, and it does work. It has this real vintagey analog type timer on it, where you set the little orange dial to whatever time you want it to start making coffee. And this was, they had it listed for $8, so I paid $4 for it. And like I said, the comps I think were between 30 and 40. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.